beautiful aspect of Fort Worth, Texas, and the TCU area is known as the Trinity River. And we're about to pass the Trinity River, which is known as the Trinity River, coming up here pretty soon. Now, the Trinity in Christianity is a very mysterious thing. People don't always understand the power of the Trinity. But now we're going to look at the Trinity River, and we're about to go to the riverfront and pass the Trinity River right here. This is the Trinity River. Wasn't that nice? And don't forget about the Fort Worth Zoo. Hello world, hello zoo. It's the Fort Worth Zoo and the elephants. Now, David and I, my firstborn son, we got to see tigers there. There was what is known as the white tiger, which is very rare, and it was shown at the Fort Worth Zoo when my wife decided to come back to me. And we celebrated our reunion by walking around the zoo. Now, the girls stayed with my wife, and David and I went out on our own. And I wanted him to see the tigers, so I rushed over there, and we got to see the tigers in the tiger exhibit, and boy, were they beautiful. Now, the tigers are actually taking a break right now. They're about to do some remodeling, and we don't know if the tigers are going to come back. But there they are, and there's the iguana. See the iguana? Well, you can't see the tigers from here, but they're like right back there behind this thing. There's like a little cage thing, and David and I got to see it. It's really cool. Know anything about me, Cole Spivey, you know that I was madly in love with this woman in high school. And she was Catholic, believe it or not. Big Catholic family. Her father was a physicist at TCU, so he was the head professor of the physics department. So she was very good at math. But she wasn't the best at math. I actually had two girlfriends in high school. One of them was named Channing Freelove. Channing was way better than anybody when it came to math. And she tutored my girlfriend, whose father was a physicist. That's how good she was in math. Channing was probably one of the smartest students at Pascal High School. And she was given a scholarship, an academic scholarship to TCU. And that's where she went. And then later she was executed by two Crip members for selling drugs. Jennifer, my other girlfriend, actually got away, and now she's an artist on YouTube. So she shows all her arts on YouTube, or all her artwork. She shows all her artwork. There's for the English majors. She shows all her artwork on YouTube. And we're going to go by her house and see how things are going. Maybe not. I thought we were, but we're not. So we're going to take a break from that. Actually going the wrong way here. They got that blocked off right there for some particular reason. There's probably a game going on, a football game going on, so they made it a one-way right down that way. So we will not be going by her house. Instead, we'll be going by TCU, which is where she went to school. Both of them, Channing and Jennifer. Only Channing wasn't so lucky. But Jennifer was, so she still creates her artwork on YouTube. And she shows it, and it's really good artwork. And I've seen her channel. And she was represented by 50 artists on YouTube. And has a real important page, like many Catholics do. Must be a football game going on. So I can tell you about what I'm seeing. I'm looking at right now at the University Christian Church right now, which is actually University Campus Church. boy, let me tell you, there's a big time game going on right now. Big time. I've never seen so much presence in my life. Tell Linda, never turn it off. Okay, now we're headed for the drop-off point. But there's talk about my girlfriends. They're already gone. Most of them were homosexuals. But we're moving on, and I'm gonna drop off this food. Harassment. We're not talking about a little bit of harassment. We're talking about major. They can spread the copyright very far. So that was a very close one. I had one tap on my window. It was a Hispanic, but I didn't roll the window down. I did pull the mask up though, like this. Trying to find the client right now. They almost got me at Einstein's when I was working at Einstein's. But I don't think it was a, well, Linda thinks they were just getting bagels, but I don't know for sure. This TCU campus. You can tell the Christian feel is in the air. There's the package right there. I guess go Frogs. Well, that's the best I can do. I mean, I can't sit there and wait for her all day, and I can't be walking around campus all day, so I just took a picture of the sign that the food was in front of. I told her the residence hall, and I told her the sign. It's probably the only sign on that residence hall. So that's the best I can do. I told her, hey, I'm real familiar with TCU. My first wife went to school there. This is the actual campus right here. Yeah, it looks like the TCU football team is playing. And trust me, they're probably going to eat most of the food tonight. TCU students are pretty affluent, so they have a lot of money. And this is a big Shake Shack order. And I've never been talked down to since I've been doing this more in my entire time in delivery than today at this TCU shenanigans football game that I could care less who wins. I have never been treated with so much disrespect in my entire life. There's the Hyatt TCU place right here, right there. And this is actually where the area I graduated high school. Now, I ended up graduating from the University of North Texas, and then I went to grad school in New York at the New School University where Sean Baker and Bradley Cooper went. But this is actually the school where Taylor Sheridan and I graduated high school. So Taylor Sheridan went to R.L. Pascal High School. He even worked with Kevin Costner. I met Kevin Costner in New York. But there's the school I went to, and Bob Reed's class was right there. A Hispanic guy got shot right in front of the school around here. He was going to a Taco Bell and a gang member shot him. But we had a class right there. That's where we do our readings, our poetry readings right there. And here is R.L. Pascal High School, where I was discovered. Well, this is where I starred in all the plays. I was always the lead in every play. Every single play, I was the number one lead, or the most, the largest role, the mostest role, the role that had the most power. So I started off with Eugene Gant. I'm sorry, not Eugene Gant. I'm sorry. Ben Gant. I was Ben Gant in Look Over an Angel. I was the brother that died. It was the second largest role. Then I was the Indian in Doing a Good One for Redman. I played a Native American character. Also, I was the cook in Mother Courage. I was John Harper in River and Ravines, which is kind of like a lead. It's kind of an ensemble piece. I was Tom Jones in The History of Tom Jones. I played the lead in that. And to top it off, I was the pilot in Good Woman of Szechuan, Bertolt Brecht, and I won an award. I won Best Actor that year for UIL. And we almost went to state. We went past district into region, almost went to state. And I played the pilot in Bertolt Brecht's Good Woman of Szechuan, which is probably written by his wife, Bertolt Brecht's wife. I played the pilot. Then I got a scholarship to Texas Wesleyan University. I went to the theater department there and got another award for Best Actor as Stanley Kowalski in Streetcar Named Desire, if you can believe that. I played Stanley. I kind of played him like Marlon Brando a little bit. And I got an award for that, and Irene Ryan. And I almost went to the John F. Kennedy Center to perform Orphans, which is another play I did out in Grapevine. Did that in Grapevine on Main Street. I played Treat in Orphans. Albert Finney did the movie. Matthew Modine and Albert Finney did it. Never met Matthew Modine. I always wanted to meet him. I never met Albert Finney either. He was one of my favorite actors. Albert Finney was great. He played Martin Luther. He was great. He's almost as good as Marlon Brando. Then I finally went off to Hollywood, and I worked shoulder to shoulder with Jim Carrey. I got accepted to the New School University of the Actor Studio Drama School. Went to the same school as Sean Baker and Bradley Cooper. And that was a big ride. Bradley ended up playing the role I wanted to play, which was Chris Kyle. I wanted to play that role, but they gave it to a Yankee instead from Philadelphia, which is a cool town. That's where David Lynch was from. And then, I don't know, I kept on doing it. I eventually said, I'm just going to start my own YouTube show. Actually, someone told me to do it, and I thought, well, when I was in New York, I was told not to do any type of internet web series, but another guy said, you should just do it anyway. Just get the guts, get it all together, put it online, do your own show, Cole. You're talented enough. You're as talented as Robin Williams. You'll figure it out. I was like, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. And now you're watching my show. Please subscribe. A really good place for artists to live. It's really cool. It's called Forest Park Tower right there. We'll be passing the zoo. Man, TCU was, every police person, every law enforcement official was there today at the game. I've never seen a bigger police presence yet at one time. That's why I had to turn everything off. One of them knocked on my door right here, and I didn't even see him. He walked right up. I was like, and I put on this mask real quick, and he got the picture. was wondering what I was doing. I was trying to wait for this person to pick up their order. There's the Fort Worth Zoo right there. He said, roll down your window. And I just put on this mask to let him know that I was doing delivery. Pretty rude too. I didn't get his badge number, but he knocked on the door like that, or knocked on the window. And I just put on the mask like this, went like this. Well, you know, put the mask on, you know. You got the picture, because we got a deadly virus. A lot of police officers have COVID. They don't even know it. Sometimes they go home, they go to sleep at night, and they wake up coughing. One police officer, I heard this story, it was a Hispanic police officer. He got COVID, he didn't know about it. He was on a camp. Oh, there's a squirrel. He got COVID, he didn't know about it. He was on campus, just like a TCU campus. He went home, he had 3 children and a wife. He started coughing up blood. The children survived, but him and his wife died of COVID. It killed him within 2 weeks. They were both on respirators within 2 weeks and died of it. He didn't even know he had it. And I think he was even vaccinated too. Or that's what the story said. It was an article I read online. This is the Silver Fox. Linda and I have gone to this one. Yeah, you never know. It doesn't take but just a single word. And that officer did not have a mask on at all. But I'm sure he had a few COVID shots. But the article that I read is the guy actually, he was on campus. He was a campus officer. He was Hispanic. And he woke up in the middle of the night with a coughing fit. And about 2 weeks later, he was on a respirator, and so was his wife. The 3 children are still alive. They didn't get it. They kept them in separate rooms. And he had gotten the COVID vaccine. So in the article, it states that he had the COVID vaccine and didn't know he could get it. He didn't wear a mask. Now he's dead. That's the Trinity.
Dallas at that time. I can't drive.
It's actually. Thanks. God bless you.
It was.
All right, copyright everywhere. I don't recognize it, so I guess it's not copyright. It's only copyright if I recognize it, right? Never heard that song in the world. Never ever heard that song ever. Man, that lady was rude. And she smelled bad too. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and drop off this next one. And we'll be good to go. With today's society is how other people make other people feel. Okay. So people can wear certain clothing to make other people feel very uncomfortable. Let's say a gang member. Let's just use the Crips, for example, like the Crips and the Blood. The Crips wear all blue. The Bloods wear all red. And when you see a black man wearing all blue or a black man wearing all red, you feel uncomfortable because you immediately say, hey, that guy's probably a Crip member, or that guy's probably a member of the Bloods. This is how my life works. When I see a police officer's uniform, I think of the Crips or the Bloods. Blue and red.